Hey everyone, welcome back. Are you ready to level up your business English?
I'm excited for this one.
Me too. Today we're doing a deep dive into some awesome tips, to really boost your confidence and effectiveness in any professional setting.
For sure.
We found this podcast episode that's just full of practical advice.
Yeah.
So whether you're prepping for a big meeting or just, want to feel more comfortable writing those important emails, this deep dive is going to give you the tools you need.
Absolutely. It's not just about understanding the dictionary definition of a word. It's about knowing how to actually use it in a real-world business context.
Yeah.
To actually have an impact.
Yeah, I love that. So let's jump right in. The episode starts with these core business terms that everyone should know, but we're going to go deeper than that.
Yes.
Explore those little nuances and see how they can play out in different situations.
Yeah.
So what's the first term that pops out at you?
Well, they start with meeting, which might seem pretty basic.
Yeah.
But there's actually a lot more to it than you might think.
Oh, I agree. It's not just about, showing up in a room.
Exactly. Different types of meetings have different objectives and kind of unspoken rules.
That's so true. Like a brainstorming session feels totally different than a board meeting or a client pitch.
Exactly.
So how can we use our understanding of meeting in as a strategic way?
Well, when you know the kind of meeting you're going into, you can prepare so much better.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
You can tailor your contributions, even anticipate potential challenges.
I like that.
So, for instance, if it's a brainstorming meeting, you'll want to come prepared with a ton of creative ideas.
Oh, yeah, ready to bounce ideas off each other.
Right. But if it's a decision-making meeting, then you're shifting your focus, providing data. Weighing different options, advocating for what you think is the best decision.
Yeah, it's like you have this a secret decoder ring for meetings. You can, kind of crack the code.
Yes, exactly.
All right, so then usually after a meeting comes
a deadline.
Yes, deadline, all about time management.
Yes, and accountability. But think about the psychology of deadlines.
Ooh, interesting.
They can be stressful.
Totally.
But deadlines can also create a sense of urgency.
Yeah.
Focus. Learning how to manage deadlines is so important.
I find I work best under pressure sometimes.
Right.
But really, communicating about deadlines, setting realistic ones, holding ourselves and others accountable, that can make or break a project.
Absolutely. Okay, so let's move on to project, which is not just a bunch of random tasks.
Right.
It's strategic, a defined goal.
Oh, for sure.
Scope.
Yeah.
Stakeholders. To really get this, you have to think like a project manager.
Ooh, I like that.
What are the milestones? Who are the key players? Roadblocks.
I'm feeling more organized already.
Well,
so before a project can really kick off, there's often a
proposal.
Yes.
A proposal.
It's like your sales pitch.
It is. You outline the problem, you propose your solution.
Yeah.
And you really clearly articulate why this is so valuable.
For sure.
And this is where it gets interesting. Because you need to tailor your proposal to who you're talking to.
Oh, totally.
A potential client, investor, your own team. It's an art.
Like a chameleon.
Exactly.
Adapting. Okay, so we've got meetings, deadlines, projects, proposals. But who are we ultimately doing all of this for?
The client, of course.
The client.
And this is where understanding people and building those relationships is so key.
Yeah.
Clients aren't just these faceless companies.
Right.
They're people with motivations, pain points, communication styles.
Yeah, for sure.
Mastering business English also means you understand how to build that rapport.
Absolutely.
Communicate effectively. And ultimately, keep those clients happy.
Yeah, it's about building those long-term relationships.
Exactly.
Not just closing a deal.
Right.
I'm really seeing how these seemingly simple terms are actually pretty complex.
They are.
Yeah.
It's like peeling back the layers of an onion.
Yes, exactly. But it's not enough to just know the terms.
Right.
We have to know how to use them naturally, professionally.
Yes.
Luckily, this episode gives us some helpful phrases to use in business conversations. I'm ready to unearth those gems.
Okay, well, one that I use all the time is, let's touch base.
Oh, that's a good one.
It's a casual way to start a conversation or follow up on something.
Keep things moving.
Exactly.
Yeah.
But let's not forget about tone and context here.
Oh, that's important.
Let's touch base works great informally.
Right.
But you probably don't want to use it in a super formal email.
Yeah, that's true. You wouldn't use it with a CEO or something.
Right. It's like, choosing the right tool for the job.
Yeah. You wouldn't use a hammer to screw in a light bulb.
Exactly. So moving on, another good one is Could you follow up on that?
Oh, yeah, that's a good one.
Seems pretty simple, but it's all about accountability.
Oh, for sure.
Making sure things get done. It's a nice way to say, hey, remember this.
Yeah, it's much better than saying, like, did you forget about this?
Exactly. You don't want to damage that relationship, but you want to make sure things are moving forward.
Yeah.
And a little tip, when you use that phrase, be super specific.
Oh, good point.
Like what needs to be done and by when.
Yeah, clear expectations. I like it. All right, what's next?
How about I'll keep you in the loop?
Ooh, I love that one.
It shows that you're on top of things.
Yeah.
And that you value keeping people informed.
For sure. It builds trust. Like, hey, I got this, and I'll let you know what's up.
Exactly.
Yeah.
It's super helpful when things are a little uncertain.
Oh, yeah. Lots of changes happening.
Right. You prevent those misunderstandings,
Yeah.
and everyone's on the same page.
Speaking of being on the same page.
Yes.
You know those times when a meeting just goes off on a tangent?
Oh, yeah, all the time.
Is there a phrase we can use to get back on track?
Yeah, totally.
Yeah.
Let's take this offline.
Ooh, I like that.
It acknowledges that, hey, the topic's valid,
Right.
but maybe not right now.
Yeah, like let's park this for now and come back to it later.
Exactly. Keeps things productive and focused. And little bonus tip, when you say that,
Yeah.
actually follow up.
Oh, yeah, good point.
Otherwise, it just feels like you're dismissing it.
Right, right. Okay, last phrase. Give me one that shows, like, confidence. You know, like you're a can-do person.
Okay, I'm on it.
Ooh, I love that one.
Short and sweet. Ownership, responsiveness, action.
Consider it done.
Exactly. Builds trust. When you say that, people know you're reliable.
So we've got those essential business terms.
Yes.
And now some powerful phrases to use. But how do we go from knowing them to actually using them?
Well, the episode mentioned some activities we can try.
Uh-huh.
I think role-playing is one of the best.
Oh, role-playing.
It's like a dress rehearsal.
Yeah, for real-life business interactions.
Right. You can practice with a friend,
Yeah.
colleague, even just yourself.
In the mirror. Yeah, I like that. A safe space to just experiment.
Exactly. You could even make up scenarios,
Oh, I like that.
like a mock client meeting or a negotiation.
I mean, for sure. A casual office chat, even.
Yeah. Fun and engaging. Oh, and record yourself.
Oh, good idea.
Then listen back and see what you can improve.
Ooh, I like that. Self-reflection. All right, so role-playing. What else?
Summarizing emails or meetings
Yeah.
in your own words.
Ooh, that's good.
It really helps it stick in your memory.
Yeah.
Plus, it helps you pick out the key points.
Your own little cheat sheet.
Exactly. Okay, last activity.
Okay, bring on the trifecta.
Business phone calls.
Ooh, phone calls, yeah.
A little tougher.
Yeah.
No body language, facial expression.
That's all about your voice.
Exactly. How you say it.
Phone calls can be nerve-wracking, but practice makes perfect.
It does. For practice, pick a specific scenario.
Right.
Like scheduling a meeting, following up on something, maybe resolving a customer issue. Write a little script. Use those phrases we talked about.
Oh, yeah, good idea.
But, don't be afraid to go off script.
Yeah.
Let the conversation flow.
Right, right.
And again, recording is super helpful.
Yeah, I'm seeing a pattern here.
What's that?
It's all about being self-aware, reflecting,
Yes.
not just learning, but practicing.
Absolutely.
I feel so much more prepared to handle those everyday business interactions.
That's great. But there's two more things we need to talk about.
Okay.
Cultural sensitivity and nonverbal communication.
All those are so important, especially now.
Right. The world is so global.
Yeah.
We're always interacting with people from different backgrounds. It's not enough to just speak the language.
Right.
You have to understand the nuances.
Yeah, what's polite in one culture
Right.
could be rude in another.
Exactly. So how do we handle those differences?
Well, I think it starts with awareness.
Yeah,
A genuine desire to understand other cultures.
for sure. Do your research. Be mindful of how you communicate.
Yeah.
And be open to learning from others.
Absolutely. It's not just about avoiding those awkward moments.
Right.
It's about building those connections.
Exactly. And appreciating that diversity makes us stronger.
Yeah, that's a good point.
And this all ties into nonverbal communication.
Oh, yeah.
Body language, facial expressions,
Tone of voice.
all of it speaks volumes.
Sometimes even more than words. I've been there.
Right. A raised eyebrow, a change in tone.
It changes everything.
Yeah. So how do we make sure our nonverbal cues are matching our words?
Good question.
It's all about self-awareness.
Right.
Pay attention to your posture, your gestures, your eye contact. If you're not sure how you're coming across, ask someone you trust for feedback.
Oh, that's a good idea.
Sometimes we're so focused on what we're saying that we forget how we're saying it.
Yeah.
But it's all connected.
Yeah.
Mastering business English is about putting it all together.
I like that. It's like we're creating this this masterpiece of communication.
I like that. And speaking of mastering something, there's one more thing we have to talk about. Negotiation.
Ooh, negotiation. That sounds kind of intimidating.
It can be.
But also exciting. I feel like it takes a lot of,
It does.
different skills, communication, strategy, a bit of psychology even.
Absolutely. Negotiation is tough. But if you have the right tools, the right techniques, you can become a really strong negotiator.
I like that.
And it's not about, tricking people.
Right.
It's about finding a solution that works for everybody.
A win-win.
Exactly. So where do we start with that?
Yeah, where do we begin? What are some key things to remember when you're going into a negotiation?
Okay, well, first of all, preparation is key.
Oh, preparation. Yeah, that's always important.
It's like building a house. You need a strong foundation.
I like that.
Before you even start negotiating, you have to know what you want. What are your goals? What are you absolutely not willing to budge on?
Right.
And try to think ahead what problems might come up.
I like that. Yeah. Anticipate those challenges.
Yes. And it's just as important to do your research on the other side.
Oh, the other party? Yeah.
What are their interests, their motivations?
It's like gathering intel.
Exactly. Okay, so you've done your homework. Now what?
Yeah. How do we actually use business English in the negotiation itself?
Well, be clear and concise.
Okay, clear and concise.
Don't use a bunch of jargon.
Right.
Keep it simple. Make sure everyone understands.
Yeah.
And here's a good tip. Try to match the other person's communication style.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah.
Like if they're formal, be formal.
Right. It builds that connection, that rapport.
It shows you're on the same wavelength.
Exactly. And your tone of voice matters too.
Oh, yeah, for sure. It's not just what you say, but how you say it.
Exactly. Yeah. Your tone can show confidence, empathy, a willingness to compromise.
Yeah, I like that.
And don't forget to really listen.
Oh, active listening, yeah. That's so important.
It shows you respect the other person's point of view, that you're trying to find a solution that works for everyone.
So it's a two-way street. You're not just trying to get your way.
Right. Are there any phrases or strategies that can help with that?
Yeah, I was just thinking that. What are some good phrases to use in a negotiation?
Okay. Well, one that I like is, I understand your perspective, but... It shows you're listening, but it also lets you present your side of things.
Without being too aggressive.
Exactly. Another good strategy is to focus on what you both agree on.
Oh, common ground, yeah.
Instead of arguing over what's different, find those areas where your goals are the same.
Yeah, finding that common thread, it makes it feel more collaborative, less like a battle.
Exactly. And even if you don't get everything you wanted, a good negotiation ends with everyone feeling good.
Feeling respected.
Yeah. Yes. It's about building those relationships for the long term.
I'm really seeing negotiation in a new light now. It's like problem solving together.
Exactly. So we've covered so much today.
We have.
From basic vocabulary to, complex things like cultural sensitivity and negotiation.
It's like a masterclass in business English. I feel like our listeners have a whole toolkit now.
I hope so. And remember, the learning doesn't stop here.
Oh, for sure. There's always more to learn.
Always new skills to develop.
As we wrap up, what's one key takeaway you want to leave everyone with?
Communication is power.
Ooh, I like that.
It can build bridges, inspire people, create real change.
Yeah, that's powerful.
So keep practicing your business English. Be confident.
Use your voice.
And never underestimate how much of an impact you can have.
That is a fantastic note to end on. Thank you so much for joining us today.
It's been my pleasure.
And to all of our listeners, thank you for tuning in to this deep dive into the world of business English. Keep learning, keep growing, and we'll see you next time.